The lines are growing at Russian gas stations, and so is the frustration and anxiety as months of Ukrainian attacks have set oil refineries ablaze and choked supplies for motorists across the vast country. Fuel rationing has been introduced in many regions, with hours-long queues of cars snaking beside roads. Social media video shows drivers shocked at the lines or swearing at empty gas pumps and rising prices. The mayor of the Siberian city of Irkutsk even ordered portable toilets brought in to accommodate those in line.
I think the situation is not very good. They say one thing on television, and in reality it's another. There's plenty of people waiting in lines, whether there's gas. I don't know. People are queuing everywhere. Journalist. They say it's due to the frenzy that people are to blame themselves. Ourselves? They should just set a standard limit so everyone can fill up as much as they want. Simple as that. Instead, they limit it to 20 liters, so you just end up running back and forth constantly.
The fuel crisis, unprecedented for a nation that is one of the world's biggest energy producers, has brought Moscow's full-scale invasion of Ukraine home to ordinary Russians in a way like few other events in the war, now in its fifth year. It drew a rare admission from President Vladimir Putin, who acknowledged that attacks on our facilities certainly create problems, and we are currently seeing a certain shortage. Putin insisted, however, the shortages are not critical. But that did little to reassure at least one motorist in Moscow, the wealthy capital typically better insulated from economic shocks than the rest of the country.
The general view is about a third is offline. Now, it comes at a very, critical time for the Russian economy, in that the agriculture season, particularly the harvest season, is now kind of starting to ratchet up. And this is the time of year when, in any event, there is a big demand for diesel from the agriculture sector.
Everything has come to a standstill without fuel. I've sent everyone home. We can't work or do anything. I'm the only one left here, watering and feeding the animals by hand. We have a water reserve, enough to water the apple orchard 3 more times, and then we'll run out. We have a diesel-powered pump to draw water, but there is no diesel, so we can't pump it.
Дизеля нет, воды не закачаем.
Gasoline production has fallen 17% to 850,000 barrels a day, from 1.03 million a day a year ago, far short of what's needed for the domestic market. Russia exports relatively little gasoline. About a third of Russia's oil refining capacity is offline.
It's not something that can be done overnight in a country like Russia. The ministers have been over the weekend, really laboring this point that it's going to take several weeks. There is fuel, there should be enough, but it will take several weeks to get it from where it is to where it's needed. And so it's just a huge logistics operation.
Said Chris Weafer, CEO of macro advisory Linty Consultancy, noting that because the state does not release such numbers, his estimate comes from anecdotal evidence and oil industry sources. Ukrainian officials describe the strikes as a campaign to pressure Moscow to end the war by undermining its military logistics and supply lines and weakening its ability to mount assaults along the front. In particular, Kyiv has sought to isolate Crimea, which was seized from Ukraine in 2014, in a move that most nations do not recognize. Attacks earlier this year forced the Moscow-installed authorities to enact fuel rationing on the peninsula in May.
If you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe to Mirror Now.